This is an 8-row repeat worked on a multiple of 2. I have, I think, 16 stitches here for my little sample. I'm using some heavy worsted weight yarn on US size 7 needles, and depending on how you use the stitch, you're probably going to want to add at least 2 more stitches, one for each side, because the edges of this fabric are not very pretty. And it's a really thick, cushy fabric, really good for hats, scarves, or cowls, really anything that you want, just really nice and squishy. So let's get started. For row 1, you're going to knit a stitch, and you're going to wrap the yarn twice. So there's once, twice, and then drop it from your left needle. And then you just knit the next stitch as you normally would. So you knit, wrap the yarn twice, and knit as normal. For row 2, we'll be dropping those extra wraps that we made. So to start row 2, you just knit 1. And now you want to bring your yarn to the front of your work, and you're going to slip the next stitch. This one has the extra wrap on it. So as you're slipping it, you just let the extra wrap drop from the needle. And then yarn to the back so you can knit your next stitch. Yarn to the front and slip. So you just knit and slip across row 2. For row 3, we're going to slip 1, knit 1 across, and this time the yarn will be in the back of your work every time you slip. So you just slip and knit. And I'm slipping purlwise here. For row 4, again we're going to be knitting and slipping. You start by knitting the first stitch, and this time again you want to bring your yarn to the front of your work while you're slipping the stitches, and then yarn to the back so you can knit. Yarn to the front and slip. Okay, for row 5, we're going to be doing the extra wraps on every other stitch. So row 5 starts out with just a plain knit stitch. And then the next stitch, when you knit, you wrap once, twice, before slipping the stitch from your left needle. Knit as normal, knit, and wrap twice. And that's all you're doing for row 5. For row 6, we need to drop all of those extra wraps. So to start row 6, you want to bring your yarn to the front of your work and slip the first stitch and let that extra wrap drop off the needle as you do so. And then your yarn's going to go to the back of the work so you can knit the next stitch. So that's all you do in row 6. Yarn in the front, slip and drop the extra wrap, and then knit the next stitch. For row 7, we're going to knit one, slip one across the row, and you start with your knit stitch. And this time when you're slipping, your yarn is going to be in the back of your work, and you're just slipping purlwise. So you knit and slip. For row 8, you want to make sure that your yarn is in the front of the work while you're slipping the stitches. So we're just slipping and knitting. So it's slip, make sure your yarn is in the back so you can knit the next stitch. Bring it back to the front. Whoops, there we go. Yarn is in the front and slip. Sorry about that. And then you just repeat those 8 rows for the pattern.